Other than the scene that will not be named in Seeing Red, was there anything else that was incredibly uncomfortable, that was comedic or dramatic, that was really hard to play on, or you had to do some stuff to get there?
Yeah, pretty much constantly.
Anything specific?
Well, you know, we could talk about the Seeing Red thing. I'd like to talk about it because it was the worst day of my professional life. But the surprising thing about that scene, the thing behind Buffy, and the reason that I think that it is still interesting to people, is that the writers were being asked to come up with their worst day. The day that they were humiliated, or the day that they hurt someone for no good reason, the day that keeps them up at night, the day that they regret. And then slap fangs on top of that, and then just broadcast it to the world. And so they would literally come on set, and I would say, "Great script!" And they would always go, "Oh, God, do you know what I'm talking about?" No. And so they were exposing themselves in a very courageous way. That script was actually, the story idea was by one of the female staff who, in college, had a relationship, they broke up, and she was convinced that if they made love one more time, it would be fixed. And so she kind of forced herself on him until he finally physically had to say, "Get off me." And the idea was that since Buffy was a superhero and had the ability to do that they could make that work between Spike and Buffy. My thing was, guys, when women are watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they are Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I will be doing that to each audience member, and they don't have superpowers, so it's going to play differently for the audience. But that was horrible.
I don't remember being more angry after an episode, but so it's liberating to watch something that's what art's supposed to do, it's supposed to provoke.
Yeah. I mean, like, with a movie, you can decide, you can read the script in advance before you're contracted to do it, and you can decide if you want to do that, or give that, or go through that, and you can say no. With a television series, you sign your life away for 7 years. But with most TV shows, once you do the pilot, it's the same damn story every week anyways. That's why they're boring, but they're safe. With Joss, you have no idea what you're going to do week to week, and it becomes terrifying. And I remember after that scene, I realized that I have to show up 24/7 or 24/5 and do whatever they say to whomever they say to do it, and wear or not wear, or whatever they say to do it. And psychologically, it became really terrifying. But in hindsight, I think you're right. I think that as an artist, I don't want to be safe. I want to get out of my comfort zone. And those when that happens is when I'm most proud. So I don't regret anything that we did, but it was not always like, yeah, whatever, I'm comfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take that, writers of Vampire Diaries.